to Love Your Life After Divorce, the podcast where you'll learn everything you need to know to rebuild your life after divorce from the inside out. Let's dive in. Hello there, friend. Today we are going to break down the lyrics to a Taylor Swift song called Happiness, which is on her Evermore album. This is not one of her most famous songs by any means, but when I heard it and really listened to the lyrics, there's just so much good stuff in here that applies to a big breakup like a divorce. There's so much wisdom in these words, and I just want to share the lyrics with you today and then kind of break down my analysis of these lyrics and just give you some nuggets and some amazing wisdom from the great Taylor Swift. If you're not a Swiftie or if you don't really like her that much, I really hope that you can at least appreciate her songwriting skills. I mean, honestly, I think she has to be one of the best songwriters of all time. Yes, I'm going to say it. I am a huge Swiftie, to be honest, but man, her lyrics are genius. So, so good. So we're just going to dive right in. I'm going to read the first verse of this song, again, called Happiness. And there is a link in the show description to a video of the song that has the lyrics. And so if you want to actually hear it, then you are welcome to do that. But I am just going to obviously read the lyrics, not going to try to sing it for you, even though I do love singing and I love this song. But, you know. So here we go. Here's how the song starts. Honey, when I'm above the trees, I see this for what it is. But now I'm right down in it. All the years I've given is just shit we're dividing up. Showed you all of my hiding spots. I was dancing when the music stopped. And in the disbelief, I can't face reinvention. I haven't met the new me yet. So what strikes me in this first verse is the first line, when she says, when she's above the trees, she can see it for what it is, but not when she's right down in it. And I'm sure you've all heard the phrase, you can't see the forest for the trees. And I'm pretty sure that's where she got this lyric. Because, it basically means when you are down in the trees, you're so focused on the details. You're so on the ground in the situation of what's currently happening that it's hard for you to step back, to take a wider angle, to see the bigger picture. And I definitely remember feeling that way during my divorce. And I had a wise older friend who had been through a divorce before, and I was just pouring my heart out to her and agonizing over this and just really, acting like it was the end of the world. I mean, I felt like my life in so many ways was just over. And I remember she looked at me and she said, Angie, it's just a divorce. And she wasn't minimizing me. She was kind. She was understanding. So I don't want y'all to misunderstand. But when she said that, it just kind of hit me like, oh, okay, yeah, this is a divorce. Like, it's not the end of the world. I'm not losing everything. This is not, over for me. There is a future for me after this. So it just kind of helped put things into perspective and helped me remember that this is a small portion of my life. In the big scheme of things, this year or two of my life that feels so absolutely miserable is not going to be that big of an amount of time of my life. It's just not going to be the end all be all of my life. And so back to the lyrics. When she says the line, I was dancing when the music stopped. Oh, that line just gets me. I think it's just so genius and it's just so sad because the way I see that is, when you think about being in a relationship with someone and you're just going along with your normal life, unaware that the other person is about to hit the stop button and that music is about to stop, you're still just living your life, blissfully ignorant about what may come, any second now. That music stops and you're still dancing. And then you have to go like, oh, wait, what's happening here? And so I think that's such a just interesting way of viewing that idea that you keep moving. You're just dancing to the music. You're living your life. But then abruptly, the music stops. And then she says, in the disbelief, I can't face reinvention. Ah, man, I think we all go through that initial phase when we're so heartbroken, when we're so upset, when we're so angry. We're just in disbelief that this is even happening. And so when we're in that mode and in that space, we can't think about the future. We're not thinking about reinventing ourselves. And being in that phase is a really normal. It is a normal stage in the process of a big breakup, and it's an important part. And so I just want to offer to you right now, if you were in that early stage, right after a divorce, right after a big breakup, the best gift that you can give yourself is compassion, time, and space to feel your feelings. Now, I know that does not sound fun. And it seems almost counterintuitive in a way. And I've even worked with clients who say, but if I sit and I allow myself to feel sad, I feel like I'm wallowing. But there's a big difference in wallowing in emotions and then just allowing yourself the time and space to feel them. I mean, ending a relationship, losing someone that you loved or still love is painful. It is absolutely painful. And therefore, it's normal to feel sad. It's normal to feel distraught. It's normal to feel angry, to feel confused. But you have to feel all those feelings in order to truly heal and move on and move past those. The way you're feeling right now really hurts, but I promise that it is temporary. And so the last line in that verse says, I haven't met the new me yet. Ooh, I love that so much because it acknowledges that there will be a new version of her, but she hasn't met her yet. She's not there yet. She's not ready. She hasn't started creating that new version of herself, but she knows it's coming. And so next in the song is the chorus. And the chorus says, there'll be happiness after you, but there was happiness because of you. Both of these things can be true. There is happiness. Past the blood and bruise, past the curses and cries, beyond the terror and the nightfall, haunted by the look in my eyes that would have loved you for a lifetime. Leave it all behind, and there is happiness. Tell me, when did your winning smile begin to look like a smirk? When did all our lessons start to look like weapons pointed at my deepest hurt? I hope she'll be your beautiful fool who takes my spot next to you. No, I didn't mean that. Sorry. I can't see facts through all of my fury. You haven't met the new me yet. There'll be happiness after me, but there was happiness because of me. Both of these things I believe. There is happiness. And so, what I want to say about this part of the song is that I really love the fact that she has such a nuanced both and approach to the relationship. She recognizes that they both hurt each other, but that they also both brought each other happiness, even though the relationship ended. She knows that it won't take away her pain to completely villainize him. She can step back and see that there were good things that they both got from the relationship and that there are also good things ahead for both of them. There will be happiness for both of them, and they both created happiness for each other. And I just love this balanced perspective because I so often see women when they're hurting and trying to make sense of why the marriage ended or just to give themselves closure and move on. I just see so often that women want to paint the relationship in black and white. They say things like, he ruined my life. He tore our family apart. He was wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. I tried my hardest. He messed everything up. Or, alternatively, if you feel guilty about something you did, or if you're the one who had an affair, you might think you messed everything up, that he did nothing wrong, that you made the biggest mistake of your life. Or, you also might think that the whole relationship was a waste of time. I hear so many women say, I wasted years of my life with this person. And I just don't think that's helpful. I don't think any of those extreme ways of looking at the relationship are helpful. Instead, I think we need to remember that multiple things can be true, even things that seem to be opposites. Like we can know that it was the right decision to end the relationship, and we can still be sad that it's over. I think that's one of the hardest things that I dealt with when I was going through my divorce is technically I'm the one who wanted a divorce. Technically, I'm the one who came to him and said, I can't do this anymore. But I was so extremely distraught, just completely distraught over that. It felt like a death. It felt like I said, it felt like a complete annihilation of the life that I had in mind for myself. But I had been living a lie and I had been faking it, not really intentionally, but just trying so hard to keep it together, trying so hard to be happy and to make it work that it came to a point where I realized I could not do it anymore. And so even though I knew it was the right decision to end it, I was just heartbroken that it was over. I was heartbroken that I was going to get a divorce. I was heartbroken that our family wasn't going to live under the same roof and that I wasn't going to be with my kids all the time. And so multiple things can be true, even things that seem like they are at odds with each other. And another thing that, can be true is that we can miss things about our ex, or we can miss parts of being married, and we can not want to get back together with them. We can enjoy having a break from our kids and still miss them terribly when they're not there. I have also heard from women, and I've experienced it myself, where I've had a little bit of guilt because of that. I feel guilty when I don't have my kids and I think, oh, good, I can relax, or I can listen to what I want in the car, or I can, whatever. Like the freedom you have when you don't have your kids is nice, but do I wish I was with them all the time still? Yes. So they're both true. And so the song continues. It goes on to say, in our history, across our great divide, there is a glorious sunrise, dappled with the flickers of light from the dress I wore at midnight. Leave it all behind, and there is happiness. I can't make it go away by making you a villain. I guess it's the price I paid for 7 years in heaven. And I pulled your body into mine every goddamn night. Now I get fake niceties. No one teaches you what to do when a good man hurts you, and you know you hurt him too. Honey, when I'm above the trees, I see it for what it is. But now my eyes leak acid rain on the pillow where you used to lay your head. After giving you the best I had, tell me what to give after that. All you want from me now is the green light of forgiveness. You haven't met the new me yet, and I think she'll give you that. There'll be happiness after you, but there was happiness because of you too. Both of these things can be true. There is happiness. Oh, leave it all behind, and there is happiness. And so again, I think those lyrics reiterated what I said earlier, just about her recognizing that it's hard to navigate this. Like, what do you do? Nobody teaches you what to do when a good man hurts you, and you know you hurt him too. Because honestly, I really and truly believe that is almost every single relationship. And I mean, I know they're all different. I know, there are extreme examples where one partner is like 99% to blame and the other, I get that. But honestly, I think for the vast majority of us, we have hurt each other. Both people have been harmed in the relationship, and both people have brought happiness. And I also love that line when she says, all you want from me now is the green light of forgiveness. You haven't met the new me yet, and I think she'll give you that. So even though she's not quite there, she's not ready to forgive him yet. She's not ready to let go, probably, of some of her anger. She's still hurting, but she thinks that new version of her will be able to forgive him. And I just think that's beautiful. And then, I mean, just her words, I think are just, they're just so deep and meaningful when she talks about there will be a glorious sunrise. I just think that's such a hopeful visualization of life in the future for both of them. Even though there's been this great divide, there will be a glorious sunrise dabbled with the flickers of light. So leave it all behind. You can leave your relationship in the past, recognizing that there was happiness there, and that you will also have happiness in the future. And again, I love focusing on your future self, who you're becoming, what kind of life you can build for yourself. And so I just love the fact that she several times in this song mentions the new her. She hasn't met the new me yet. He hasn't met the new me yet. And so I think just recognizing that there will be growth, she will evolve and change. She knows that she won't be the same person after this. I think she welcomes that. She looks forward to becoming a new person. And I think that is the opportunity for all of us. I think that is the kind of silver lining of divorce is that it is such an opportunity to reevaluate yourself, to really take a good look in the mirror, to learn what you can from the relationship you were in and learn about yourself, not necessarily just learn about, what red flags did I ignore or what do I want differently next time in a relationship. Those are also important, but I think the best lesson we can learn from our divorces is just how did we show up? How did we operate? What are some things that we want to change about ourselves? What kind of person do I want to be now? Because, ending a marriage is such a big pivotal time in life. And so I just love that this song kind of points in that direction that there will be happiness and that there is happiness right now in the midst of the turmoil, in the midst of the unknown and the uncertainty. There is happiness. And for me, like I've said, the divorce was like the absolute worst time of my entire life, probably for about a year and a half. It was absolutely miserable. But since then, it's like when I turned that corner of realizing, oh, I can see the light at the end of this tunnel. Things are going to work out for me. Things are working out. And I started seeing the positives of being divorced. I started really working on myself. I was intentional. I became so much more self aware. And I just recognized the ways that I didn't like how I showed up before. I didn't want to be a people pleaser anymore. I didn't want to think more about what other people thought of me than I did what I thought of myself. I didn't want to just swim in a sea of guilt. I wanted to forgive myself. I wanted to forgive my ex. And that's what I did. And I am so much happier now. And so that is why I became a life coach. That is why I have this podcast. I just want everyone to be able to experience that same turnaround. Oh, I feel like if I can help one person by sharing my own story, then it's worth it. And so I just encourage you, if you're in that space where you are still in the midst of kind of pessimism and feeling like maybe your life's going to suck forever, maybe you're going to be alone and, miserable for the rest of your life. That's not true. I promise you it's not true. I really 100% believe that no matter what your circumstances, no matter how bad your marriage was, no matter how good your marriage was, no matter how bad your divorce was or is, you can be okay and you can be better than okay. You can really and truly enjoy your life and you can really and truly become a person that you enjoy being with. I think one of the reasons we don't like to be alone is because we don't really like ourselves. Or there's so much pain under the surface that we haven't dealt with, or there are so many painful thoughts and feelings that we have about ourselves and our lives that when we're left alone and we don't have a distraction or we don't have someone else to focus on or we don't have constant interaction with someone else, we have to face ourselves. But facing yourself, turning on that light, looking inward, seeing what's going on in there is the best gift you can give to yourself. It truly is. Listen, we all have painful pasts. We all have regrets. We all have things we're not proud of. We all have things that happened to us that really hurt, that were super painful, that maybe we've avoided thinking about for a long time. But you can't just pretend those things don't exist. You can push them down, you can pretend they're not there, but then they're going to come out sideways. They're going to leak out in some other way, or they're going to explode out of you in some other way. And so I just encourage you, use your divorce as a springboard, as an opportunity to dive into self-growth, to become the person you've always wanted to be. I used to think like, oh, I'm just not that confident of a person, or oh, I'm just not this way or that way, or, oh, I can't wear those kinds of clothes. I can't pull that off. That's just bullshit. That's just not true. Honestly, I think you can be whoever you want to be. Open your mind up. Be open to the possibilities of the type of person, the attributes you can have, the type of life you can lead, the activities you can engage in, friendships you can have, the romantic relationships you can have. Open yourself up. Allow yourself to believe that you can be the kind of person you want to be, and you can have the type of life you want to have. For me personally, I intentionally worked on becoming more self-confident, less of a people pleaser, more compassionate and loving to myself. I have always been so hard on myself, and that still rears its ugly head quite often. But I just remind myself that I'm not perfect, and the goal of my life is not to be perfect, and that I'm a human and that I make mistakes. And I give myself more compassion now than I ever have. And it's just such a more pleasant existence, really. And I've also worked on becoming more independent, more clear on what I want, and honestly, just more unapologetically myself. And for most of my life, I have lived my life based on what I think other people want, based on what I think I should be doing, on what someone else who is a leader in my life or who I think has authority has told me that I need to live. And I'm not doing that anymore. And it is so freeing. It has been such an amazing journey. And I am honestly just thrilled with the changes that I've seen in my own life the past few years. And so if you are ready to heal, to grow, to step into more of your true self, then I would love to walk alongside you on your journey. I would love to share with you this roadmap I've created of how you can figure out what kind of person do you want to be and what kind of life do you want to have. And so if you want to chat about that, I would love to talk to you. I would love to give you more information about exactly how I help my clients. Or if you are not interested in working with me, if you really right now don't have money to spend, just do a free session with me. I love to meet women, to connect with you, to see where you are right now in your journey, just to help you in one free session. So that is also definitely an option. So just click the link that I put in the show description, and I really look forward to talking with you soon. If you're feeling lost, overwhelmed, or unsure of how to move forward after your divorce, I've created a free guide just for you. It's called the 5 Stages of Divorce Recovery, and it lays out the roadmap to help you heal, rebuild, and love your life after divorce. This guide is packed with insights and actionable steps that will take you from grieving to embracing your future with confidence. Click the link in this podcast description, and the free guide will be delivered straight to your inbox.